Colette and the Clumsy Dog. Colette the cat loved her routine. Every morning, after her owner, Piper, left for work, she would stretch, yawn, and find the perfect spot for her morning nap. It was a quiet, orderly world, and Colette liked it that way. Today, the sunbeam was just right. It slanted through the big window and warmed the rug exactly where she liked to be. Colette curled into a perfect circle, ready to drift off to sleep. Her purr was a low, contented rumble. Ding-dong! The sound of the doorbell shattered the peaceful quiet. Colette's ears twitched in annoyance. The door opened, and a new, very large dog with floppy ears bounded inside. He was a whirlwind of wags and clumsy paws. Tumble sniffed at everything, his tail knocking a small vase right off the side table. Crash! The vase shattered into 100 pieces. Tumble didn't seem to notice the mess he had made, his big, wet nose already exploring the next interesting smell. Colette, who had been watching from the top of the bookshelf, bristled. Her beautiful, quiet home was being turned upside down. She watched as Tumble trotted over to her favorite scratching post and began to chew on it. Tumble, oblivious to the cat's silent protest, trotted over to Colette's food bowl. He sniffed at it, then with a big slurp, he drank all of her water. Colette's ears flattened against her head. This was an outrage. Colette darted away, finding a new, safe spot under the bed. From there, she watched the chaos unfold. Tumble pulled a blanket off the sofa, then knocked over a stack of magazines. He was a walking, wagging disaster. After a while, Tumble seemed to get tired of making messes. He began to whine softly, wandering from room to room. He was looking for something, but Colette couldn't tell what it was. He looked a little lost. Tumble found a box of old toys in the hallway closet. He sniffed at it excitedly, but when he tried to pull out a squeaky bone, his head went right inside the box. He couldn't get it out. He whined and whimpered, bumping into the cabinets and walls as he tried to shake the box off. He was scared now. The box was dark and loud, and he couldn't see anything. He missed his old home. Colette heard his cries. She saw him bumping around, scared and confused. A tiny part of her, a part she didn't know she had, felt a little bit of pity for the big, goofy dog. He wasn't just a messmaker. He was a messmaker who was afraid. Colette watched him for a long moment. Was she really going to help this clumsy creature who had ruined her perfect morning? She thought about her warm sunbeam, her quiet nap, and her clean water bowl. But then she heard another whimpering sound. Slowly, carefully, Colette crept out from her hiding spot. She walked right up to Tumble, who was now whimpering softly and leaning against the wall. She used her dainty paws to pull at the edge of the box. Tumble felt a tiny tug and stopped bumping around. He stood still, waiting patiently. Colette pulled and pulled, her little paws working hard. The box was heavy and awkward, but she didn't give up. Pop! The box came off, and Tumble was free. He shook his head, blinked a few times, and then looked down at the tiny cat who had helped him. His tail began to wag, slowly at first, and then faster and faster. Tumble licked Colette's cheek with a big, wet slurp. Colette, surprised, felt a little purr rumble in her chest. It was a strange feeling, but not an unpleasant one. Tumble nudged Colette with his nose, then trotted over to the sunbeam. He lay down, leaving plenty of room. He looked at Colette with big, hopeful eyes. He was inviting her to share his favorite spot. Colette hesitated for a moment. The sunbeam was her spot, her perfect, quiet, solo spot. But Tumble's eyes were so kind, and his tail gave a little hopeful thump on the floor. Slowly, Colette walked over and curled up right next to the big, clumsy dog. She didn't curl into a perfect circle this time. She stretched out a little, her paw touching his. The sunbeam was warmer with two of them. It was a little less quiet, with Tumble's soft snores, but it was a different kind of peace. A peacefulness that felt like friendship. When Piper came home, she found a messy house, but she also found something new. She found her two pets, a cat and a dog, sleeping soundly together in the sunbeam, a small smile on her face. Colette's routine was different now. It was a little less predictable, a little more messy, and a whole lot more fun. Her perfect, quiet world had a new, clumsy, and wonderful friend, and she wouldn't have it any other way.